Hello and welcome to this episode. Today we're talking about how to exit your lazy era, because in my opinion motivation is great but it's overrated. How do you actually keep on going on your goals when you are lacking motivation, and how do you keep on going when you'd rather quit? So that is what we're going to talk about today. Let's dive straight into it. First of all, I want to start by defining the word lazy. When I'm saying exiting your lazy era, I want us to have the same understanding of what the word lazy actually means. So laziness is not resting after a productive, fully functional week and you just want to rest on the weekend. That is not being lazy at all. Or resting at the end of a day is not being lazy. To be lazy means to be unwilling to spend energy on a task that is difficult. It might be due to fear of failure. It might be because you're simply lacking motivation for that task, but that is what being lazy actually means. Other words that people use to define lazy can be careless, negligent, lax. Those are some words that people use when they're describing the word laziness. Okay, so now we're going to dive into how you can actually, if you've been going through a period where you're like, you know what, I've been lazy, I haven't been taking consistent action on my life, and I haven't been productive on a regular basis in my life, you can take the following actions in order to exit your lazy era. Number one is connecting to your why. What do I mean by this? Your why is your sense of purpose. Your why is usually what you say when someone says to you, what do you want to be remembered for? That is your why. And so many times in life we forget or we lack awareness about our sense of impact, and usually this sense of impact might even make you shed some tears. So if someone say to you, what is your why? What do you want to be remembered for? It really takes taking a few steps back and connecting with your inner self in order for you to come up with this answer. So I just really want you to just stop for a minute and think about your why in life. Like, why is this goal important to you? Why is this resolution part of what you want to achieve? How will your life change? How will the lives of those around you change? How will it make you feel to actually realize that you've achieved a goal that has made a difference in someone else's life? Second thing to exit your lazy era is to create healthy systems around your goals and around your life. What do I mean by this? I know I talk a lot about creating morning and evening routines, but what I actually mean is creating a healthy routine that enables you to take action and implement your goal on a regular basis by virtue of you doing those small things. So what do I mean? If you set a goal, for example, to wake up every day at 5:30, and then I've recently rejoined F45 again. So I'm doing functional training. So maybe you can wake up at 5:30, 5:50, you're in the gym. Maybe 6:30 you're praying, maybe you have Zoom prayers at your church, or you're reading your Bible, whatever your spiritual practice looks like for you. And then from that, maybe you start work because you're working from home. So then you start work at like 7 a.m. or something like that. So as a result, if for example you're writing a book, and your goal is to write 500 words every day, you've created a system around that which enables you to actually achieve your goal in the shortest amount of time possible, using the least amount of energy, because we all know that in the morning, that is when our energy, our willpower is at its peak. And part of exiting your lazy era is taking advantage of those times when your energy is at its peak by creating those small little healthy systems around you. It might even a goal that is linked maybe to how you finish your day in the evenings. So maybe you're tired tired of just coming back home from work every day, just collapsing on the couch, drinking alcohol or whatever indulgence that you do, and you feel like you could utilize your evenings in building a creative outlet or hobby that you one day want to monetize. So maybe then you can have a healthy routine for yourself where you immediately get home, you go for a run, then you jump in the shower, then you make a cup of tea, then you sit at the table and just spend 30 minutes in this creative outlet or hobby or learning about it. And you can have a set time for it, like 6 p.m. to 6:30. This is what I'm doing. And imagine the progress you will make after week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So it doesn't matter whatever it is you feel you've been becoming relaxed in, you can actually create a small healthy system, habits or routines around it. Number 3 is such an important one. Don't keep changing your goalposts. Like, I've done this so many times in my life, in my career, where if something is not going the way I want it, then I change the goalpost. But I want to tell you not to keep on changing the goalpost. Actually, you know what? Set a number for yourself that, you know what? Once I set a goal, I'm only allowed to make it better, modify it. I'm not allowed to change it. You can modify as new information comes in, right? But don't keep on changing the goalposts all the time, so much so that by the end of the year, by the end of the quarter, by the end of the month, you certainly have not achieved your goal. You're still in the same place where you were in your career because you keep on changing the goalposts. So maybe at the beginning of the year, you told yourself that you were going to work really hard, you were going to take a steep learning curve, learn more, you were going to become more focused. When you get into work, you're going to focus on the most important tasks, and you're going to let your manager and team know that you're ready to for the next step. And within 6 months, you wanted to make it known that you want to be promoted, you want to be earn more, you want to go to the next level. But you always keep talking yourself out of it. So we're mid-year now of the year, and you keep on saying, I'm not ready. I'm going to change the goalpost until December, and then next year, and then the year afterwards. And before you know it, the years have gone by and you're still in the same position. So I want to challenge you to not keep on changing your goalpost. Make it better, modify it, change a step, whatever it is you need to do, but don't change the goalpost because you set it for a reason. Have a healthy respect for your dreams. They are valid. Your dreams matter. So instead of just thinking that, you know what, I can dismiss that dream. No, don't dismiss that dream. There's a reason why you have that dream. Number 4 is when you feel like giving up. Don't give up. Rest. So many times I see people giving up. You know, they're giving up in their careers, they're giving up in their personal lives, they're giving up in their relationships, right? And that is not the point of giving up. It's a time for you to rest, because we all get tired. The human body is made in a way that it needs to have rest. I know, like, actually, I remember Sunday at church, our pastor was talking to us about how God created the world and then rested on the 7th day. But for some reason, us as human beings, we think that we can just keep on going without stopping for air and without resting, right? But I just want to encourage you that rest is actually a very productive form of achieving your goals. It's very important. Rest is not lazy, and I think I made that distinction at the beginning of this video. So if you're at a point right now where you're like, you know what, Lorraine, I have a very important dream, I have a very important goal, but I want to give up on it. I just want to tell you not to give up, again, because your dream is valid. And I just want to say that rest. Take 2 days off, take 1 week off, speak to someone about it, tell someone you trust. If you don't have someone to talk to, leave a comment for me in the comments below. Tell me, Lorraine, I want to give up and I don't know what to do. And then I will ask you about your dream, and then I will tell you to keep on going, because it's okay to have those days when you'd rather give up. I was reading a post on LinkedIn last week, and it's about the iceberg effect, how success is only the top part that people see, but at the bottom there's all these failures, there's all this wanting to give up, there's all these setbacks, there's all these challenges, there's all this doubting yourself that happens, all this gunk, all the mistakes that we make, you know, they're all under the surface. And people sometimes don't see that once you've succeeded. But trust me, no matter who it is in life, they go through challenges, and challenges are not unique to you. So if you're feeling tired because you've been sprinting hard, working hard, then I just want you to just rest. Instead of becoming lazy and just resting there and not putting in the effort, just take a break, take a pause. I'm giving you permission. Take a pause for a day or two and then come back to it, because you will thank yourself later. Number 5, remember we said people can tend to be lazy because they're afraid of failure. And in number 5, I want to encourage you to address your fear of failure. So maybe you're lazy, you hesitate on taking action because you're afraid of actually failing, and it's safer not to take any action out of your comfort zone because you fear the rejection, maybe you fear the embarrassment that failure might bring with it, right? But I just want to reassure you and tell you that if you are taking action on any worthy goal, failure is a possibility, and that's okay. Because what happens with failure is you grow from that process, you learn, you become better. So when it comes to failure, the thing is, yes, there might be a possibility of failure, but you become better, you become quicker, you sharpen your processes, you tighten the nuts and bolts. There's always something to learn. So I really want you to take a hard look at your life right now. If you've been going through a phase where you've been lazy and lethargic and tired and you're not making forward momentum, ask yourself if you're actually afraid of failing and you'd rather stay safe than put yourself out there. And if it is a fear of failure, then I just really want to encourage you to go for it. I want to encourage you that yes, I know failure, it might be something to be feared, and I'm not going to tell you not to be afraid, because I am from that school of thought that says if you're afraid, feel the fear and do it anyway. Number 6 is so important. Guard your heart and guard your mind. You see, the problem nowadays with us is we are too connected. We are connected in all these multiple social platforms every minute of the day. We've got our mobile phones. People have access to us every minute of the day. But what happens is it opens you up for too much. There's too much information coming. You know, every person online has their own agenda, including me. You know, when I'm here, like I have actually, and this is just me sharing personally, like when it comes to showing up online, I have become so mindful about what I'm talking about really validating the information I'm sharing. I've become mindful about looking at the intentions of my heart. You know, I've become mindful that I don't want to just be here sharing this content so that I have a huge platform and so that I achieve a certain level of recognition. No, I have become intentional about questioning the intentions of my heart and saying, no, I want to be showing up so that I can make someone's life better. I want to connect with a girl. I want to connect with a woman who resonates with me. And I want their life to be better. You know, after they've been in contact with me, I want them to feel the positivity. I want them to connect with the life within me so that it's better, right? But you do not know the intentions of every other single person who's out there. And I'm not saying people shouldn't create content in order for them to be successful or to make lots of money. I think that's amazing too, right? But I think that it's more powerful when it comes from a place of impact. So here we are, we've got social media, we're fully connected to all these people, and we don't even know the intentions of their heart, and you're consuming. So I just want to encourage you, like, you know, if you've been in that season where you've been feeling lazy, maybe you've been taking in too much. So you're trying to achieve a particular goal. You're trying to negotiate for a raise, and then someone tells you, no, don't even worry about a raise right now, there's a financial recession happening. And I'm from the school of thought that says, yes, there might be a financial recession happening, yes, there might be artificial intelligence coming in that is doing people's jobs because the robots are becoming smarter, no problem. But that does not mean you relax. This is the ideal time when you really need to step up, because your company is still making profits, and you asking for a raise is simply you asking for a share of that profit. That is what it is. And more companies are willing to partner and empower and raise their teams up, more so than in old traditional days. So I really want you to be aware of what you're consuming and start guarding your heart and your mind. I know for me, in the past week, I decided that, you know what, I don't want to be active on Instagram. So I haven't been showing up on Instagram. I decided that my drug of choice for me is LinkedIn, which is where I connect with many career-minded professional women. And then, of course, YouTube, because then people find me organically here on this platform. And still, even with those platforms, I'm mindful of what I'm consuming. I am in the habit of unfollowing people, removing followers as well. And I'm not saying do the same, but I'm so mindful of what I'm consuming. So if something comes up on my feed and I'm like, no, I do not resonate with that, I will simply just go to that person's profile, unfollow them or remove them from my profile as a follower, because it's not about the numbers, it's not about the amount that I'm consuming. It's really about curating my feed in a way that is wholesome and healthy to me. And I just want to encourage you to do the same. I've seen that in the past 2 weeks, I've been more sharper, I've been more focused, because I'm able to really see what is bringing me results in my life. What is not bringing me results in my life? What do I need to cut back on? Okay, good. When you cut back on some things, let's say some social media platforms or followers or people that are not serving you, it means you can now hone in on the ones that are serving you. You can hone in on having that healthy intake of information that enables you to grow, information that is not misleading you, information that is just wholesome and that just leaves you feeling good about yourself. So I just want you to take a hard look at the information you've been consuming and start guarding your heart, and start guarding your mind, start guarding your body, start guarding the information that has access to you. Like, start putting the safeguards on social media. Lastly, when it comes to exiting your lazy era, is take ownership of your time. A powerful way to start is the amount of time you spend on social media and the amount of time you spend clicking on your phone in general. Start having healthy safeguards around the way that you use your phone. I know for me, at a particular time of the night, my phone goes on airplane mode, and I just disconnect, and I sleep really well that way, because there's no random, like I used to get this random calls on WhatsApp, because I've got relatives that are like in different time zones, and I get a WhatsApp call at like 2 a.m. someone who just wants to say hi, and there's no news there. It's just, hello, how are you? And I'm thinking, you have woken me up. You have spoiled my sleep just to say hi, surely. So because of things like that, I tend to disconnect. And even during the day, I have, when I'm working on certain projects, I will just disconnect from my phone, put it in airplane mode during the day, and then usually my family would text me, and then I'll call them back as soon as I'm back online, that sort of thing. So start taking a hard look at how you're using your time. Take ownership of your time, because if you have been lethargic, feeling lazy, and not taking action on your goals, high chances are you have been spending your energy, time on things that are sucking your motivation. They're just sucking you and robbing you of life. Or maybe you've been spending your energy and time on unimportant things. And I want you to now start taking stock of how you're using your time. Start taking stock of how your day is going. Be aware of the times when you're most energetic and productive, and make sure you're doing the most during those times of the day. Just a bonus point that I thought about as well is, remember that motivation is overrated. I know that, listen, I know I'm always encouraging people to keep on taking action, and maybe that's why you resonate with me, because you know that I'm going to encourage you to keep going, right? But I just want you to know that if you rely on motivation only for you to take action, it's not going to work. Motivation is overrated. Develop that muscle of discipline that enables you to just keep on taking the action and doing the things you need to do, even if you don't feel like doing those things. Because what I have seen is, when you actually defy that feeling of being lazy and do the things that you need to do, it makes you feel really good about yourself. That's it for today. So let me know in the comments below, have I left out anything about how to exit your lazy era, how to stop being lazy? If I've left out anything, let me know in the comments. I respond to each and every comment, and I always love and take in your feedback. My name is Lorraine. I'll see you on the next episode.